Well, hello, everybody. I think I made it all the way through. Feel like I'm waking up and coming back alive. We're still up in the air, totally, but that's how life is anyway. We want to be honest. Life's always that way, pretty much up in the air. So that's what we need to think about. Oh, I wanted to thank everybody that's been calling me for readings. Most of these people are people I've read for before because I haven't been doing videos. And I really do need to do some readings. So if anybody's interested, it's lintarotreadings at gmail.com. Lintarotreadings at gmail.com and put your phone number in there and I'll get right back with you and we'll set up an appointment. I do all of my own appointments. If anybody else ever calls you and says they're me, it's not me because I've had some people tell me that's happened to them. And so I hope you're all doing fine out there. I come up with a million things to talk about in the last month, and you know how that is. It changes every day. Um, I did. I wanted to thank also. I probably shouldn't say this, but I want to thank everybody that I do readings for because I really appreciate it. And Social Security is not a whole lot of money, so I'm not asking for donations, but uh, I wanted to thank a lot of people that I read for all the time are always tipping me very nicely, and I want to thank you for your gratitude. It always comes in handy, but especially this time of the year. I just had a huge expense I wasn't expecting, and so anyway, I just wanted to thank everybody for all the help they've given me over the years and all the kind things they've said and done. And now I'll let that go. I was trying to remind myself to thank everybody before I came on tonight because sometimes I just go in and jump into stuff. But one thing I wanted to say that came to me that I think this Pete Headset, or however you ever say it, headset, is how uh, Lawrence O'Donnell pronounces it, and he's the only one that I've even watched, and that's only on YouTube since I wasn't watching MSNBC before the election, but I'd never watch it now. But anyway, um, I do like Lawrence O'Donnell. He was the one being honest all the way through this. But I think that this Pete Headset's like a Trojan horse. I think he was thrown out there because he was totally so ridiculous that Trump or whoever's working with him said oh, everybody's going to have a fit about that. And then you can put somebody like Ron DeSantis in there. And if that ended up happening, that would be 10 times as bad as having somebody in there that didn't know what the F they were doing, like Pete had said. As far as I'm concerned, Ron DeSantis would know exactly what he was doing, and I think it would be better to have somebody in there that doesn't have a clue what they're doing, even if they're an alcoholic idiot, than to have somebody in there as hateful and like torture like Ron DeSantis. That's who they're pushing out around. So that might be what they really had planned. And of course, he can't run for governor again, so he'd jump at it. So that scares the shit out of me. So anyway, that's just thought for food for thought. And one of the first, I'm just going to answer questions. I'm not going to bore you with my what's going on in my head because I don't even know what's going on in my head. A lot of these questions talk a little bit about what I was interested in. That's why I wrote them down out of the ones that got sent to me. And anybody that sent me questions, I just wanted to thank you so much. I know you usually send it in my comments because I don't know how to set up my community page. I had somebody come over and help me with my computer, but I didn't have them set up my community page. anyway, maybe I'll find somebody that can help me with that. So, the first question I had on here, because of that speech that Putin made, is Trump in danger from Putin? Now, this was from somebody else, but from that speech, he sounded like he was threatening Trump. That's what I felt like he was doing. He kept going on and on about his life being in danger, and I don't think his life's in danger from anybody in the United States. I don't think his life was ever in danger. Too damn much. I'm not sure it was in danger at all the day that he got his ear hurt. If he got his ear hurt, if he didn't splash his hand up against the side of his head and bust one of those little blood packs like they use for wrestling. But, and if that's true, then there's some real bad stuff going on because somebody actually got killed during that. But anyway, we're not going to go there. And I don't want to get this video taken down. I guess they're getting more strict about it. But anyway, the questions is Trump in danger from Putin? And I didn't write the names down of who wrote these in. And it's because it sounded like Putin was threatening him. Personally, I can't imagine Trump being in danger from Putin because Putin helped him get in there because he would love to see America fall apart. And that's exactly what's going to happen if something don't change. So whatever, I don't want to go there and scare everybody. Nobody likes change, and sometimes change comes through because things have to be changed for the better of all. I'll just leave that there. But then, okay, so is Trump in danger from Putin? It sounded like Putin was threatening them. And it's funny because that's what I felt like, but I hadn't been watching any news anyway. But some of the YouTube channels, nobody had ever mentioned it, like on Midas Touch or anything. But I had somebody asked me that, I thought, well, I wasn't the only one that was picking up that was a threat because it sounded to me like it was a threat. And I hope this sound has not got a terrible background noise on it. I messed with it ahead of time, and I'm hoping that it doesn't. So let's see. And remember, if anybody wants a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. And just put your phone number in there and I'll get back with you. And I got all kinds of openings and I can read for you right away. It's time for me to join the world again. It's time for all of us to join the world. We got to live in it. We can't just retreat from it. So, is Trump in danger from Putin? Somebody's got a lot of information or owes somebody a lot of money between Trump and Putin. We'll come back. We'll see what covers that. This is Trump. He's a fool. He is a fool. It's not saying whether he's in danger or not, but he's a fool. I think he owes Putin money. I think this was one way Putin, besides getting him in there and having America fall apart, if he stays in there, there's no way they get him out of there. This would really, I feel like that he's definitely Putin's little biatch because he owes, I don't know, maybe it's the Russian mob or something. He owes somebody a lot of money over there, and this is payment back by being his little trained seal. So, and Trump's so stupid, he probably actually does think Putin likes him personally. God. The foundation of this is everybody fighting? So it's kind of quick for this to come up with all the other questions I was going to ask. But this could be a good card. This could be like don't count your chips too quick or something. Something could change here. We got the 5 wands in the foundation here. I guess we'll know. That's one of the questions further on. But there's something going on here that may not work out like planned. This is probably the third person in there. That's probably Elon Musk or Elon Musk. I'm as bad as Trump. He calls him Leon. I've heard that name so much that I keep thinking it. It keeps. I don't know if it's on Midas Touch or on YouTube. It keeps coming out. Him calling him Leon. Um, wow, I like this. I like this. So we got the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles here. We got in the sky. We got the King of Pentacles. That's Biden. I mean the King of Cups. Excuse me, honey. Excuse me, people. We got the Queen of Pentacles as the recent past. So for some reason, that could be Kamala. I don't know. I don't think of her as the Queen of Pentacles, but we'll come back and check that later. That's in the recent past. We got Joe Biden really checking something out right now. Let's just hope he is. We all have a pretty big idea of what happened in this election, although it seems like nobody on any news media has even thought of it when it seems so obvious. But anyway, so here we got Biden in the sky. Wow. And remember, we're reading about Putin and Trump. This is family heartbreak. And this is the near future. So maybe Trump won't have a choice to have to worry about whether Putin wants him put down or not. Maybe he's putting himself down. Sometimes this is heart attack material. Whatever it is, it's coming up faster than not. I'm not saying it's going to happen, you know, within the next couple of weeks, but I don't think he's healthy. There was a lot of secrets between Putin and Trump that changed hands. A lot of things that should have been caught on the phones and networks and any, because this, I think this was Trump and Putin communicating. But just because they communicated doesn't mean Putin likes him or he's not in danger from Putin. And there would be no reason for Putin to say that we were trying to get rid of Trump because all the different places he ran around in front of all the different people. If his life would have really been in danger from the Americans, I think it would have been gone. But anyway, so this is Secrets and Lies. That's in the seventh house between Putin and Trump. And the environment around that is the Ace of Wands. So that's action. So we're asking if Donald Trump is endangered by Putin. He shouldn't be, but here's some action being taken. Maybe it has to do with the money card that we started with. If Trump could get the money back to him quick enough, he's not in danger. But like I said, I can't see any way that Putin would want Trump out of the picture right now because he's a total dildo and he can just, he'll do anything that Putin says as long as he pats him on the shoulder and says he's a good boy. So in the hopes and fears, we got a four swords, which isn't good. So either I don't think Putin's afraid of Trump, so I think Trump is afraid of Putin. I think he's been warned or told what's expected of him and told he better come through with it. Even lost a little sleep wondering if he can keep Putin happy. And wow. And it ends with the Ten of Cups. So this is a lot of happy families. So who's happy? Sometimes this is my Republican card, but I'm trying not to do this in parties. I'm trying to ask, this is between Putin and Trump. The question was, somebody wrote it down here and I wrote it. Is Trump in danger from Putin? Sounded like a threat. When it did, like I said, that little speech of his sounded like a threat to me. So we've got everybody being happy in the end. What's going on with this? So let's see. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on any of these. I'm just going to go through them quickly because I've got a lot of questions here. So we got some money changed hands, a whole lot of money. Somebody owed somebody a whole bunch of money, and if I had to guess, I would say this was probably money that Trump owed to Putin because of the Russian mafia. I heard that he's loaned him a bunch of money for the first election. And this is Trump the fool, thinking that he's got everything covered. But this is a lot of unhappiness and unrest. And whether this is what's coming forward for the nation or coming forward before anything gets settled in, if this is information on the election, let's hope this comes forward because there's a lot of questions that haven't been answered or even mentioned. That's what the scary part is. These haven't even been mentioned. That the votes were so messed up with all the bullet votes and people voting different right at the top of the ticket, voting all the way down Democratic and then putting Trump in at the top. That I can't think of one person I ever knew that was a Democrat that would possibly do that. And who else? And the Republicans aren't voting down ballot for the Democrats. So something was pretty messing effed up there. So okay, and then we've got the Queen of Coins. I'm going to draw a real quick card over her. Wow, this is Kamala. Kamala Harris is feeling like she's pinned in and kind of, I think she knows what's going on, but she's to a point right now she can't say anything, but I think she knows what's going on between Trump. I think, of course she knows anything that could be, anything our Secret Service would know because she's vice president. So that's her. She knows everything going on. Here's Putin in the sky. I'm not Putin. Here's Biden in the sky, so he's not checked out. Because this is another thing I keep thinking. I can't imagine him making a bold move. He spent his whole career being afraid he's going to step on somebody's toes. And if you want to fight me about that, just don't waste your time. We all have different feelings. I don't dislike him. I think he's got a good heart, but I think he's just a company man all the way down. And both of the companies in Congress are ran by money, so I think maybe it's been a long time since he stood back and looked at what's going on. I don't know if this is for Putin or Trump, but one of them has got bad trouble, bad heart trouble. And I know I don't have to mention diets to know who that could be, but Putin don't look good either. He looks terrible. So this is the secrets that's been exchanged between them. It has been and will be. But this is somebody lowering the boom. I think this is Putin telling Trump to shit or get off the pot. I don't know what it is he's wanting, but he's wanting something big. And maybe he's not going to get it and expose him. I don't know. This sounds so stupid. But this is Trump laying awake nights worrying about this. And this is the people being happy. And I cannot imagine what would make the people happy, because I'll go to my grave knowing that not 40 something percent of people voted for Trump. Those votes were, you know, they got to go inside all the voting machines when they were doing all that ninja shit and taking machines and haul them all around and stuff. And that makes me upset more with Biden administration, because that stuff, they should have checked into that right away, changed the codes, did something. They should have known it's pretty obvious they were doing that. All the readers were reading on what they were doing with those machines. But anyway, is he in danger? I think he could be in danger if he doesn't do what Trump, if he doesn't do what Putin wants him to do. I think it could have been a threat, and maybe even Trump knew what he was talking about, but it could have been threatening with this card here, with the Ace of Wands, right after the Secrets and Lies, and then the Ace of Wands. Yeah, he could be in trouble. Could very much be in trouble. And I don't know what would make the people happy. Maybe you guys would have to guess that. I don't know. Hadn't even thought about that till I picked those up to put them back in the deck. Anyway, the next question is Elon Musk going to get caught up in the election fraud? When I listened to the Sterling this weekend, and of course I think his word is gold, I probably shouldn't be listening to him before I even read cards, but I haven't been reading any political cards, so everything's going to be new to me that comes through. But he said no. He said this was going to come, I think they call it the Big Five or something like that, but I don't know if it's the NATO countries or what they are, but it's they call it Five Eyes. I think it might be the people that follow the excuse me. I don't want to have to get up because I don't want to mess up my microphone, and it was working good earlier when I checked it out. So I should have brought me some water in here. I usually don't need it, so I didn't even think about it. So is Elon Musk going to get caught up in the election fraud from the last election? And like I said, it didn't sound like he was when Kurt Sterling talked. Let's see what the cards say about it. I haven't drawn any political. I haven't been drawing cards on. I haven't been doing anything but personal readings, and then not as many as I need. So don't forget to get a hold of me if you're wanting one. Okay, so let's see. Is Elon going to get mixed up in this election fraud? He was foolish to get involved. He thought he could control everything, and he did help. Got a lot of voter rolls that people got to vote on that they said they registered them and voted them online, even some of them. So we'll see. This is manipulation. He was a fool to manipulate the vote, and I really think that he was right in the middle of it. Everybody said he spent billions, a couple of $1 billion on this, which is pocket change to him. But this is him reminding Trump daily that it was his money and his connections, and that how much money he's got. And Trump adores money more than life itself, maybe more than Ivanka. This is an offer even being given or made, and I don't know if they get some goods on him and have him come in to see if he's going to talk or what. But this is some kind of offer being offered up from him to our government, or from our government to him, probably to give him another $50 billion to build a space something. But anyway, don't go there, Lynn. I wasn't going to be negative tonight, so I'm not going to be negative tonight. I'm going to quit being negative. We got yeah. Here we go. Definitely manipulated to win the election. Look at this manipulation, winning the election, switching the votes. It's pretty obvious. I haven't read on Elon. Him thinking he's the head honcho now. He's the big cheese running around with Trump all over the world. Whether he's invited or not, I'm still not sure about that. That was interesting at that cathedral. Definitely helped steal the election. Look at this. But is he going to get in trouble for it? Wow. They know everything he did. Look at this. That's a yes. That's a yes that our country and Biden knows about it. That's not a yes that we're ever going to hear about it, or they're ever going to do anything about it. That's my problem. I think that Biden and the FBI and all these other deals know exactly what happened, but whether they're ever going to do anything or say anything, who knows? They know other countries interfere. I think this is other countries coming in to help. If they do, wow. And here's this Queen of Pentacles again. So we got Joe Biden and Kamala Harris back here with the help of other foreign countries. So it looks like Elon might get in trouble. They know they got, even as cool as he thinks he is, they know pretty close to almost everything he's done. Look at this. Here's him being the fool, thinking he can manipulate anything because it's just a little bit money to him. Paid off a lot of people overseas. But this is something about making an offer to Trump, bringing in the election for him, switching the votes, and them winning because they were stolen. But here at the end, here's Biden and other countries. Maybe it's that big five everybody's talking about. The security deals from the other countries, the one that just helped with that other election, talking about how Russia was stealing elections, because Russia's in on this too. So this is like, the ending's good. Every time, I do have to tell you guys this. I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, but I don't have a doubt in my mind that election was manipulated and that election was stolen. But I'm thinking even if they had all the goods and the proof in their hands, I don't know if Biden or his administration would do or say anything about it, because they'd rather just be the good guys that turn over elections and don't. I can't, you know what I'm talking about. I don't even have to go any further than this. So I'd be very surprised to see them do anything, but every time I draw cards, it says they're going to do something, and this is coming with the help from overseas. So we'll see. We'll see. It sounds good. If they're going to do something, they better get off their ass and start it up. I know a lot of the other readers think they're going to do something. They have more faith in our government than I do. I'm too old. I've lived too many years. But anyway, I'll be the first one to get up here and say I was wrong if they come through with all the goods and the proof and come out with it before everything goes tits up. I'll be the first one to say, okay, I was wrong. I should have had more faith. Anyway, so the next one we got here is well, these questions. Everybody had the same thing in mind. Everybody on the questions I've received. It says, "Will President use his office to bring the 2020 to bring out the fraud in the 2024 election?" Let's just see if we can get a yes or no, because that's kind of what we've been reading on. Even though we started out on Putin and Trump, it looked like from the last one that if they have all the proof that they will bring it forward, because the people were happy. There wouldn't have been any other way to show me that except showing happy people after those other two cards. So let's see. Will the president use his office to bring the facts forward, even if he knows them? Let's see if we can get a yes or no here. Well, it's being investigated. I was hoping I could just draw one card. They're looking. They're getting help. They're getting their ears filled up. This is probably from intelligence in other countries. That's Great Britain and Germany and France and the UK and that's that big five or whatever. So they're getting information from there. They're looking into it. I love this. This is the foundation of this reading. That's a good card. That's America coming out on top. She's not going to come out on top if Trump gets in there. So this is America showing her strength. This is the card over the star. So here we've drawn 4 cards. We got 3 main arcanas. We got the Hermit looking deeper and the announcements coming in from other countries. We got America coming out on top and gaining her strength. Right now, somebody's checking every detail. They're going back over every detail to get it all laid out. Let's see. Somebody's going to be out in the cold right away. But who is this? This is the near future. Somebody's going to get kicked out in the cold. Who's going to get kicked out in the cold? Are they going to they just going to let this go, and that's the Democrats going ahead and leaving the presidency with their tail between their legs? Or are they going to? I don't like this. This is Biden. Even if he knows all these facts, he feels like he's tied up. And this is really not a tied up card. It looks like a tied up card, but this is like you put yourself into a corner and you just don't want to fight to get out of it. Because that's all that is gauze around her, and she can pull that patch over her eyes off. So that doesn't look good, but that's where he's at right now. I'm wondering what to do. There's a lot of money behind this, but we all know money was behind this whole thing. There won't be any money left to steal if Trump stays in there for 4 years, not with all the oligarchs he put in. So it can't be money right now, at least if this is to do with our government doing anything about it. It was money that got it changed, but we got the angel of light and mercy as the hopes and fears around this. And she needs to hopefully come in and calm all of us. Especially this old lady. She needs to come in and calm this old lady. And then we got wow, secrets being revealed. Now this is good. This is good for the outcome, secrets being revealed. So we ask, will President use his office to do anything about this 2020 election? And we end up with, they've done the research, they've got the information, they got enough information to save America. They got the strength behind them, and they got even extra information to kick these assholes out in the cold. But this is Biden, whether he's still, the decision's still up to him, and he's worried about his legacy. This is a legacy card. But here's the angel of light and mercy and the hopes and fears, and the high priestess in the 10th house, which is secrets revealed. So it looks like they're going to at least attempt something on it. It looks like something's coming out about this. And if it does come out, it'll be something good, because we got the star card and we got the strength card here. Feminine energy, feminine strength, and getting all your ducks in a row. So every time I've done this is another reason why I haven't done any videos, is I watch the deals, I try to think logically, I keep waiting to see if they're going to mention any of this on the what they call news, the corporate crap, and all they're doing is making excuses for Trump so far in all the corporate shows. But every time I've read cards on it, and I've read cards on it for other people that I've done readings for, they've asked me on the side to do a political reading on is anything going to get done, or was Biden going to, Trump really going to take office and all this kind of crap, and it always comes up, no. My cards always show Kamala getting in there, and I don't even know how that would work that she would get in there. I think they'd have to have another election, but anyway, the cards, every time I read them, come up just like they were before the election. So what would it take to make it that way? I mean, it wouldn't be that way if Trump had some kind of medical event. They just put, there's two assholes right behind him. That wouldn't change things. So it's got to be something to do with the election. God forbid that Mike Johnson ever got in there, but he wouldn't be any worse than the little eyeliner fucker. Excuse my French. And then let's change this a little bit. Oh, somebody wanted to know there'd be some great good news before the electoral college is counted. I'm just going to cut them and see what comes up. Look at that. There could be some news. Look at that. And then the out in the cold. Interesting. So there could be some news. From that card, there could be some news. There wouldn't be any reason to draw any more of that, but there's a tower card on that, so somebody's going to complain something's coming out. I would say that's definitely that something's coming out. Now let's see what's in what this next one is, because it was getting off this subject. And this is if he gets in there, gets his coronation or whatever you want to call it, and gets through all that. It says, will 45 wreck our Social Security if he gets in? So let's pull on this. What does our Social Security look like? And I'm pretty sure the person that asked that question, I didn't write it all down, but I think they were also saying for people that are drawing it now, because I know all bets are off on anybody coming up 10 years from now, unless they get some people out of there and start charging these millionaires even their Social Security now on all their money instead of quitting it after so many, whatever, you know how that works. But it'd be so easy to cover that. In less than 10 years, they'd have more money in there and they knew what to do with it. They'd just start charging equality the way they bill Social Security on income. So Let's do it again. Will the 45 wreck our Social Security? Let's just try cutting them and see what comes up. Well, I'm going to have to do more than that. So, he will if he can. They're looking at it, how to fuck it up. They're already looking at it. How much money they can get their hands on. That fund has always just killed the Republicans. I mean, Bush tried to get it to the stock markets, which it would have been broke because remember the stock market took a dive before he even got out. So they've always been trying to get their hands on that money. All the Republicans have. It just drives them crazy. That's about the only thing they can't get all their hands on, although they've stole from it for years. There'd be enough money in that fund, we'd all be able to take a trip abroad once a year, all the senior citizens, if they hadn't stole out of it for years. But anyway, let's go on. So they're looking at it. I don't like this. This is the foundation. It would be devastating if they get to do with it what they want to do with it. Maybe they'll be held down from doing it, at least right away. That's the energy over the Ten of Swords. Somebody's being held back. Could be us. Somebody's coming out with a genius ideal. This is manipulation. They're going to try the hell to switch it around, change it around, manipulate it. But this is the people banding together in the near future. It's going to really, that's the only thing wrong with this. If they start taking Social Security away, we can't even get out and march in the streets because most of the people drawing Social Security aren't healthy enough to do that. So we'll see. And then we got help coming in from overseas. Something from overseas that could save our Social Security. That's what I'm getting off this card. That's weird. That's weird energy to pick up from this. That's in the 7th house. That's what the reading's about. Information coming in from overseas. This is money being, this is finding more money in there or putting more money in there instead of taking it out. So, what's going on here? Secrets revealed. Be interesting if they started looking into stuff and found out that there was supposed to be a lot more money in there or something. Here's secrets revealed. Not that we'd ever know. We'd probably never know if it was like that. And there's going to be a little fight over it. There are going to be a lot of unhappy people. Let me draw one more over this. But it looks like it'll get blocked. Maybe they won't get to do it right away. It looks like it's going to get blocked. And then they're going to offer us less than we've got now, maybe, but not take it all away. Just take away a few extra benefits, probably to do with health care or something like that. So we asked if they were going to get in there, and it says, well, will 45 wreck it? Well, they're trying to wreck it. They're looking at all this money. They're wanting to wreck it. They're a little bit, they just can't go in and do it right away. This is them trying to figure out how to manipulate it, but this is the people banding together, not letting them. So I think they'd have trouble getting the votes if they're even taking votes. If he gets in there after 6 months, there may never be any votes on nothing. This is finding out information from overseas to do with our Social Security. This is weird. But this is money coming into it instead of going out of it. This is secrets revealed, which piss a lot of people off because it blocks them being able to mess with it. And it looks like it might go down a little, but I don't think it's going away. Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully, it'll still be there. I'd say by these cards, it's going to still be there because they're going to get blocked. They're not going to be able to do what they want to do. So that's what I got out of that. If you notice, I'm not banging the cards around because in case the mic's not got a feedback tonight, I didn't want to get it started by banging the cards around down here by the cord that goes to the mic. So I found a quieter way to do this, just putting them all back in the deck in a different place and shuffling them a couple of times. So I've had some time to think about other things besides politics and regroup on what I need to do. Besides that, I don't like it when my readings slow down because I love doing readings. So we've got says, will Five Eyes bring out this information? Yeah, maybe if Biden doesn't bring it out, maybe this Five Eyes is going to bring it out. And like I said, and that's I think it's Great Britain and Australia and France and Germany and some other countries that it's their secret services, the services that work. They're like this that work together to try to protect the work, everything. So I think they might know a whole lot about what happened in our elections, maybe a lot more than we do, maybe. So it says, will they bring that out? Before that information out, before the inauguration. Let's see if we can get a yes or no. Now, there's the happy Democrat. I'm going to have to draw more than that. I'm sorry, it's not enough. So it starts out with the signifiers, the Democrats being happy. Wow. This is the law coming through. This is the feds coming in. There it is, the offer of the information. Gosh, these cards are doing good tonight. Thank you, guides. This is Kamala Harris's card. Wow, I like that. I like that. I like that. Maybe they'll do to our election what they just did to that one overseas. It's going to piss a lot of people off, especially Trump. It's going to hang things up for a while. Let's just hope if that happens, that the damn SCOTUS don't come in and pull a fast one like they did when Gore got elected. But in the seventh house, this is what we were reading on. Are they going to bring this forward? This is a yes card. The Nine of Cups is a yes card. They're going to show that it was manipulated. It's going to really scare some people. It's funny, to the people you think would fight this the most, some of them's going to go away with their tails behind their legs because they're... And we got a Four of Pentacles as the outcome. So could this be keeping our cities and our country safe? Holding in, pulling in, taking care of the country. What could it be? Offer people peace of mind. And everybody being happy. That's twice I've got that happiness card of all the people. So let's go back and look at this. It was Will this big five, this information come out before the inauguration? We've got the Democrats celebrating. That's almost like a yes card. We got the information, the facts coming out. That's high law enforcement. We got all the information there. This elevates Kamala Harris. It pisses off a lot of people, and it holds things up a little bit. But it says, yes, this will come out about the manipulation, and a lot of people are going to be scared to death, and they're going to be worried if they can get out of whatever they're doing, whether it's Congress or whatever, with any money at all. Maybe they're going to be worried about if they could even get out of there with their pensions if they quit. Not saying they're going to be in trouble, but they want out of the mess as quick as they can get out. And then whatever happens, it's going to make a lot of happy people. And a lot of happy people would not be Trump getting inaugurated. So, my goodness gracious, I don't know what to say to you guys. This is the first time I've read these cards, and I've been afraid to, because every time I read them, they come out good, and I cannot see how anything could happen to make this good. But the cards are still coming out good for the America and the people. So let's see what's on the next page. And this reading's getting kind of long, so well, we got the same questions from everybody. Will the U.S. annul the election like Romania did? Well, that was just kind of saying that could happen. That's what I was just reading on. Okay, here's another one. Maybe this is the way of somebody wanting to know what's going on up the road. It says, will Hakeem Jeffries be Speaker of the House in spite of the election? That's a good way to put it. Will Hakeem Jeffries be Speaker of the House in spite of the election? Because even if he's Speaker of the House within the next 4 years, something good's going on. So will Hakeem Jeffries, that means our system's still working enough to where they're going to count some of the votes, or maybe double count them during the midterms. Will Hakeem Jeffries be Speaker of the House? But that's not what this person's asking. They're asking right away, but we'll see what comes up. Will Hakeem Jeffries be Speaker of the House in spite of the election? Look at this. This is a bully walking away. That is encouraging for the signifier. This is them somebody taking a deep look at something that they didn't, reevaluating it. This is the people being oh so happy. Look at this. This is the foundation. That would be a yes. This is a disappointment for some of the people, brokenhearted. This is also a loser card. Remember, this has been Trump's card for a long time. This is the loser. This is their tower coming down. This is the DOJ or somebody high up in government. We got the Queen of Cups in the seventh house. This is a yes card in the seventh house. And the energy around that is somebody that's been stabbed in the back, which that could be Kamala's been stabbed in the back. But we're asking about Hakeem Jeffries. Going through paperwork, going through receipts, going through getting everything, all the information up in front where you can put your hands on it. And then we got Biden in here as the outcome. So he should be long gone by then. Why does he keep coming back? He's really in these cards a lot. So we got a bully walking away. That could be Mike Johnson. We got him taking another look, and the people being excited about it. A loser being depressed about it because he's afraid his ceiling's coming down. But this is the bigwigs up high in the government taking a good look at this. And right in the seventh house, which is supposed to be a lot of times one of the answers to the reading, we've got the Queen of Cups, which could be a yes card or it could be Kamala again. Here's the Ten of Swords, somebody that was stabbed in the back, but after the receipts were gone through, here's Biden again. And I don't know how else to read these. So I don't know what to tell y'all, except thank you if you're still watching this. And I hope the sound's good. And I don't know what to tell you, but it would be wonderful if these cards are right. Be absolutely wonderful. And I'm not saying they haven't been right most of my life. I've been reading cards since I was in my early 20s, and I'm in my early 80s. It's been a few years. It's just this is the first time I've ever got kicked by a mule. Well, I've never had energy as positive as it was going into this election to have it come out like it did. It was like the whole thing was a farce. It was like something wasn't right from the beginning. And I think, and anybody watching this reading, I'm sure that most of you feel the same way I do about that. So we'll just have to wait and see. And if it doesn't come to pass, we're going to have to figure out how to deal with this and help each other and everybody try to get along with each other to get through this, because it's going to be a hard thing to get through. The thing that confuses me the most about this is if it was because the machines were messed with, it doesn't mean that they're not set up where they can keep messing with them. So we may never get another, House or Senate, or, we just may never have another fair election. That's the scariest part. And I'm just hoping the hell that, it says we will. This is the yes card. I was going to cut one. So maybe we will. I was asking myself that question, and I thought, well, go ahead and cut them and show it to them. So it's saying, yes, we will have fair elections in the future. So that's a good thing to end this on. I'm glad to see that. And these cards have been really, I'm happy I did this reading tonight. I was so worried about it. And it's been the easiest reading I've done since 2 readings before the election. I never told anybody, but the last reading I did before the election, when I went to look at that, I have never had to edit anything. So I was happy. I was higher than a kite because I was sure Kamala was going to win, and you could tell my energy. But it was so zonked out that when I went to transfer that over and took it in to edit it, I had about 40 or 50 edits in that because I couldn't even make sense of what I was saying. And then I edited it and brought through what I felt like I was trying to say. But I've often thought about that because I even got a hold of my daughter that night after I did that video. And I told her, I says, I don't know what was wrong with me. I said, a lot of times I do videos and I don't think they're even making any sense. And then when I go in to edit them, they do, I go ahead and put them out. But I said, when I was doing this one, I thought it was making sense. And when I went to edit it, nothing made sense. And that could have been that my guides trying to put the brakes on me so I didn't get disappointed. Who knows? Anyway, nobody could have convinced me that that wasn't going to be a landslide. And I'll always think it probably was. Anyway, I love you all. And if you're still watching, thank you. And God bless y'all. And don't forget to go to hold of me if you want a card reading. And namaste.